Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome. Welcome to your September prediction. And I know that I gave this absolutely no heads up. Hello, chat room of 0. And I am in no rush. I'm in a very cozy mood. So what I'm going to do is just explain this because this is probably going to just be an act like a video that's on my channel. And there are going to be timestamps later. There are going to be 3 piles, probably, maybe just 2. And I'm going to go through a bunch of different lenses, like the overall energy. I'm going to just bring through whatever message is the most important. And yes, so because I didn't give this a lot of heads up on my community tab, I'm not going to really be talking to the chat until the reading is over. So I will talk between readings. I hope everyone is doing so well today. It is a beautiful Friday, and I just got done sewing a little bit. I'm working on learning something new. Okay, now that I have a little bit of coffee on board, and water, what I want to do for each pile is pull a crystal. So just give me a couple seconds and I will select a crystal for you. This is for the month of September. This is going to be for pile 1. And who am I really feeling? You know, it's between you two. How many times can I say this? I'm in no rush today, so just give me a second. This is for pile 1. What is going to be the most significant crystal for pile 1 to work with? You know, guys, I am just such a fan of these little guys. I'm picking this for pile 1. Oh my god, so creepy. So oh my god, am I official? I'm such a blogger, you guys. Look at me. Okay, this is for pile 1, and oh, it's at 222. I like that. Let me write a little note on my phone so I don't get yelled at again for not putting timestamps. Okay, so pile 1. I hope as I become like more myself with these readings that people don't misinterpret my sarcasm for attitude, because I absolutely love my sarcasm. And I also feel like it's something that doesn't jive well for the spiritual community. It almost feels like, and maybe this is a message for my pile 1, it almost feels like people in the spiritual community take spirituality a little bit too seriously, though it is only one facet of life, right? You know, sports is another facet, your job is another facet, relationships are another facet. Spirituality is like an essence, and I feel like we shouldn't take it super hyper seriously. So maybe that's why Zac at Pterozactyl is supposed to be here to keep things loosey-goosey, or just to lighten the mood. I don't even know why I'm explaining this. So this is for pile 1. And I'm going to just start with an overarching message. Okay, so let's do this. This is for pile 1, please. This is a pick a card, although this is a live stream. It's just functioning such that I don't have to, you know, sit down with a set. But also, the whole reason for Psychic Friday is to create a space for us to, you know, talk about psychic things. So don't hesitate to ask questions. I see 2 people who are viewing right now. If you guys could just like let me know that you can hear me. I have the AC running and I don't really want to project my voice. So if one of you lovely viewers could just let me know, Zac, I can hear you. Hello. Thank you. Okay, so this is for pile 1. Oh my god, Reno. Arneo. I read your name as Reno, and I always do. You can hear me. Can you hear AC? Do you feel like I'm very quiet? No? Okay, pile 1. And perhaps, you know, you guys come back, you just sit for a little bit, chat with the chat, and watch the full reading at the end. But what I explained at the very beginning is that I'm not going to be able to chat with you guys until the reading's over, because it'll just completely pull me out. 6 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Leaving the past behind is the first message that's coming through for pile 1. A lot of energy with emotions and relationships. Thank you for saying you can hear me. what I see is a really strong emphasis between the past and moving forward towards the future. And I love to see this. It could be a little bit of a relationship that's coming to an end. So this is for pile 1. Is this a relationship, or is this kind of just, a little bit overarching? Yeah. Some of us need to release an X that we have. And by X, this is, it always comes through as the energy of some attachment. So you don't even have to be having a lot of X's in your past or any X, but what does seem to need to be released is your energy attached to a person that's not a positive relationship. And life is not all about positive, la, 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 la. That's not what I'm trying to say right now. The message I'm trying to relay is that you can't have an attachment that's negative in nature. Toronto, Canada. You guys, I might move to Canada someday. I am really drawn to Canada. And I said I wouldn't talk to the chat. Here I am. No, but lately I have been really drawn to Canada. I don't know what it is, even though I left Maine, which is basically Canada, not to offend anyone, because of the snow. I do miss the seasons. What I'm saying is that there is this like energy of being attached to someone, and we need to let that go because it's not serving us. Anything that takes us away from being balanced and positive is a negative experience. And that's all I mean by come visit your family here in Chile. Yes, Santiago, that's where my uncle lives. We need to just release someone just because it doesn't serve us anymore. And I don't want to be preachy. I want this to mostly be like a prediction, but I do have to get this message through about like, if you're like holding on to an ex and wishing that they would talk to you and message you back, it's telling yourself that you feel like you deserve that relationship, and your higher self is way evolved. And it's saying, no, you don't need that relationship. You don't need that person. If the things broke off for a reason, it's for a reason, and there's someone way better for you. As soon as you can realize and become self-aware that that relationship is not serving you anymore and it didn't make you happy, you split for a reason. So it's really important to just recognize that because there's something so much better. And that's all the attention I want to give to releasing the ex, because I want to focus on this 8 of Cups, which to me talks about entering a new chapter of your life. And I feel like this is emotional in nature, okay? So it's also passionate. When I think of the 8 of Cups, I always think of it through the Rider-Waite depiction. And it is a person who's walking away wearing a red cape. And red always represents passion. And so this is a passionate departure. I see you guys no longer dwelling in the past, which is the energy of the 6 of Cups, nostalgia, giving a lot of importance and weight to things that were in the past, but you only ever have the present and then the future. You can never go back to the past. And so it's really important to focus on what you would like to bring in next, because if you're always focusing on what was happening and shining a lot of sunlight on what did happen, it creates like this block where you forget about making choices. And that is like the most important aspect of being human, is making choices in order to move forward so that you can experience more. Your soul really wants to experience as much as it can and get out of this experience in this lifetime as much as it can. Cool. So I also just feel this energy of you guys just feeling a little bit more confident as a result of making this departure. There is hesitancy though, but there's this air of confidence that I like about you guys. And it feels just like, yeah, I'm making this decision. It is very emotional, but I know that it's correct. I know that I'm moving in the right direction. I might not know what this exact destination point is, but I feel good about this. Even though, the past definitely holds on to you guys. And this is pile 1, so it might not even be my viewers right now. But this is the overarching message for the month of September. We seem to be digesting something of the past. Yeah, the Tower. And again, you guys, I am never one to, I don't want any viewer ever to feel awful about the Tower. When I used to watch tarot readings all the time, it would just get this pit in my stomach, and I hate that I would get that from a card, right? It's not that at all. The tower moment does not mean that everything you built up falls down. It just shines a gigantic spotlight on structure and perhaps closing yourself off in a room or in a relationship or with certain lenses and perspectives that are really not going to help you experience a lot, right? So here again, we have a big emphasis between, you know, closing one door and opening another. And this is your future. This is you moving towards a future. And this is a tower moment because it is pivotal, not because it's destructive, because it's pivotal. I'm sensing that some of you are experiencing a little bit of an awakening in your consciousness as a result of making this departure, as a result of listening to your intuition, as a result of your intuition developing. Cool. So again, I never want to have any anxiety about the tower because look at this card, and I feel the same way about the Rider-Waite version of this. It's beautiful. There's a dragon. Come on, that's so cool. And lightning, I'm obsessed with lightning. I don't know what it is. I actually think that might be one of my next tattoos. Not here though. Cool. So yes, definitely a doorway. And this, because we have this major arcana, the tower, that does feel like the overarching essence that I was trying to capture about the month of September for pile one. I sense that leaving a relationship, and again, relationship doesn't have to be to a person. Relationship can be to a substance, to work habits. Yeah, I don't want to, you know, distract myself too much. Relationship doesn't have to just mean person. Cool. So that's our overarching message. Because I feel like this is emotional and trying, I want to put on a little bit of a spiritual lens. This is for pile one. And I think that there's a conversation that needs to be had too. Obviously, if we're releasing someone, but the best thing you could possibly do, pile one, is be as honest as possible to allow whatever is underneath you, like in your heart. I'm feeling the energy stuck here. I want you guys to just literally prick that within a conversation starter and just let it all out so there's none of that negative energy that I see being held here, because I'm sensing that it's blocking your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is the gateway to the throat, which is the gateway to the third eye, which is the gateway to the crown. And if you want to be more spiritual in nature, you know, access your psychic ability more regularly and tap into the astral realm, you have to have a very open heart chakra. Okay. And as with all of my readings, I feel like I peer into this like gigantic bowl and everything is very fuzzy at first because you're trying to describe very abstract thoughts with very, very small words. I always feel like a tarot card is basically just a word. And the big complete meaning of what this relationship entails will take form and shape towards the end of the reading. That's something I recognize about my readings. It's like it comes full circle at the end. Okay, here we go. This is more of a spiritual lens for pile one. Yeah, yes. Okay. So the first card, basically what we've been talking about, you guys. Leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. Then the second card is yes, just say yes. And then our third card is deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Right. So I don't feel like the month of September is this massive, like, doing a lot of things or a lot of things happening to you. It does feel internal, and it's because I feel like it's here, and I want you guys to open or experience like an opening of the heart chakra. So you go first, the universe will catch you. Again, we're reiterating that message in the beginning about one door closing and another opening, but that other door can't open unless you take this first move. And the way that I see this energy, because it is difficult, it's sometimes you have to walk a little bit in the dark. That was that message I relayed early on with the red cloaked figure. Sometimes you have to walk a little bit in the dark in order for more to just appear, more options. And I always picture this as stepping stones. And so it's like you would never be able to cross the river if you didn't take a step. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys have ever like literally gone across stepping stones or a log, but the best way to maintain your balance and not fall in is to keep moving. It's the same concept with a bicycle. When you slow down, things become very wobbly and the bicycle can tip over and you can completely lose your train of thought, lose your direction, lose your sense of confidence. And it feels like the more that you just keep taking steps forward, the more that the rocks are going to show up, or the decision to choose this rock over this rock, the more clear that's going to be, because that's the universe supporting you. But the second you slow down and you live in the vibration of fear, self-doubt, self-limiting beliefs, that's what keeps you stuck. And I don't know if you've ever like walked on like a tree that's really high up. I'm so scared of heights. Obviously fell off heights in a past life and died. But if you like stop halfway across that tree, it's really hard to keep going. And even though that distance you've gone so far, you didn't really feel like you were going to fall over, or you didn't feel out of balance. But the second you stop in the middle of it all, suddenly you lose all of your senses. You get a little bit jumbled, and every next step is really, really hard until you get that pace going again, until you pick up the pace and just keep that perpetual motion. That's a concept that I feel like we're want to relay into pile one. Just keep taking steps. You're leaving something of the past behind for sure. It's a relationship of some sort. And we just want you to listen to your intuitive compass that keeps just saying yes. Just say yes to me says identify that next step and take it. It doesn't have to be a gigantic one. And I think oftentimes let's get a little bit more comfortable with taking steps, period, instead of taking gigantic leaps. I really love your message, guys. I'm going to be sipping on this apple juice. Is very good for your vocal folds. I don't know if anyone here sings, but so your last spiritual lens, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. This feels like a little bit of a recuperation. Some of you really are releasing an ex and a person in your life. It doesn't have to be an ex as in like a romantic partner. It could be a relationship with a parent. It could just simply be setting boundaries. And so the close-knit relationship that you had is a little bit less close. Again, this relationship can take multiple different lenses. I do sense for some of you it's not quite a person, but what I sense for all of you is this need to be very kind to yourself as you keep making steps away from the past, away from the Six of Cups. Really embrace the Eight of Cups in this kind of tower moment. Allow yourself to keep walking forward, even if it feels like a little bit in the dark. Just identify that next significant step and keep moving along forward, because there's a much brighter future ahead for you guys. There's always, and I'm not saying that because like, ooh, let's tie this into a fairy tale kind of existence. No, there's definitely a brighter future ahead. Why? Because you're actually taking steps from the past, moving into the future, and the entire purpose of existence is to experience. And so if you're stuck, when your bicycle is stuck and you're not moving and it tips over and you fall, dark experience. If you get the bicycle back up, you keep pedaling, you keep walking across that log, you keep taking the steps across those stepping stones, you're going to get to the other side of the river, and it creates a much brighter experience. So there's definitely a bright future because you are listening to this desire of yours to keep moving forward, to leave something that is gone in the past. It could have been really good in the beginning. There could have been certain aspects of this that were really good and very, very interesting. I am so nostalgic about my college experience. At the same time, wish I could do it over again. So you can see how that will get you stuck there. You love what happened, but you're also sitting there being like, I wish I did this more. I wish I was more self-aware back then. The reality is that you can always have an infinite amount of experiences and do-overs, but they're in the future. So you got to keep moving forward. R. Neo says, I hope that I'm leaving my low-paying job. Perhaps that you are. I've been there so many times. Actually, Reno or Arneo, I'm going to call you Reno unless you don't want me to. If you don't want me to, leave a comment. But Reno, that comment makes sense to me. I thought of a job I had, and I've told this story many times on my YouTube channel. It's, making me think of this leap card. I was at this job, Reno. I hated it. I tried to quit once, I got a raise. I tried to quit again. I got another raise. And then this third time, when I knew the universe was guiding me, I kept a Ruby. Your name is Ruby. Okay, cool. I might not remember that, but maybe I will. I was getting so many synchronicities. I kept a note list on my phone and just added them, some of the most incredible synchronicities. And this final time, I was like, I don't have a job lined up. I don't really know where I'm going. I used to be a professional photographer. I had that going for me. I was very good, but I did not have a lot of opportunities where I was living at the time. This day, I was just like, nope, I gotta go. I'm not gonna be in this job anymore. I realize for some people, taking a leap like that would be more like putting it a 2 weeks notice, but I was like, no, I'm just leaving. I believe in the universe. Yeah, this could go a little bit differently, but yeah, literally, peace out, bye. And I left, and do you know what happened? Literally later that day, or maybe the next day, I got a text from my all-time favorite photographer, and I got a job offer to assist him that weekend in Chicago. The second I got back from that weekend, I got another job for a wedding to shoot, and it just kept going on like that. And then I got an opportunity to move from Wisconsin to California, and it was that stepping stone that the second I got this one thing, I was able to get this one, then I was able to get that one, and I was able to get that one. And so I knew this too, I could feel it. As long as I just kept saying yes to these opportunities, they just kept opening up for me. And the second I stopped second guessing myself, I had this massive, pivotal spiritual awakening where I completely disassociated from the world. I was like, this is all too good to be true. This is such a cool reading. I like this kind of like, I don't know. It feels very different, very, very cohesive. And like I was saying in the beginning, like the picture of the reading is coming together towards the end. As soon as I just, stopped listening, stopped taking these opportunities, they stopped showing up. And that's when the bicycle falls over. That's when you lose your balance in the middle of the log. That's when you fall into the stream in the middle. It's because you stop that perpetual motion, and don't stop till you get to where you know that it's comfortable, where you know you've kind of made it in a sense. And that's going to look a little bit different for everyone. But that's this moment, this rest, retreat, and be held moment after the stepping stones, though. After this moving forward and just, it's all set up by this leap of faith. You taking this risk, leaving the past behind. Again, that's going to be put through so many different lenses for different people. So, so, so cool. I love to see this mapped out like this, you guys. So now that we have kind of an overarching theme, we have a spiritual message. It feels very, very cohesive. Let's you know what I want to do for you guys? I want to draw a message from the void because I just like your reading. So, we also got the tower. We got some words about the universe. Can I get a message for pile 1, 2? Oh God, you guys, I love that. This happens once in a while. It's the completely black one, which is the void itself. And do you know what that says to me? It says you have to take a risk. It says everything we've been talking about. Sometimes it's going to be completely black. You're going to have no clue what the future has in store for you. But the universe is a lot more able to give you opportunities if you take those steps. It's like it's the momentum, you guys. It's crossing that log, crossing those stones across the stream. You're going to be able to identify the next one when you're at that next one, not at the beginning of the stream. So here's our stream. You're not going to be able to know what steps are down here when you're over here. You simply just can't test them. Your perception's off from way back here, but you have to just make those steps across. And it's going to look a little different for everyone. That's why it's, completely black. It is unknown. Oh, this is the other one, but bear with me. Pretend this is the black one. It's completely unknown. And yes, that's kind of scary, but just also remember that the void is unknown. It's where anything new comes from, any new experience. And that's what we really want to push pile 1 towards. Okay, your second message from the void. Days of rest are not days to stress. And I put fancy lettering or little spiral thingies around to stress. And you guys, that's the end of the message, which is your third and final spiritual card. Deep replenishment, rest, be held. So it does take this element of needing to keep going until you get to the place where you feel comfortable. And that's when you rest. And another message that just came through is that you don't need to go out there and cut off like 100 different things from your lives, 100 different people. It's that element of taking a bite-sized piece that feels comfortable or identifying that next step that feels doable that gets you to the end. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. There's a sense of like not wanting to overwhelm and really wanting to actually just get acclimated to what it feels like to move with a little bit of flow or perpetual motion like I spoke on earlier. Cool. So I think that's basically what I want to do for pile 1. That feels pretty good. I actually feel a little bit tired too. I think that was a really good message. And I do really, because it's September, it's kind of like a month reading. I do want to pull on a little bit of like the next connection. And I do want that to be romantic in nature. So let me just clear these cards. This is going to be for pile 1, and I want to know about like the next significant relationship. I am going to keep this shorter because we started at 2:22 and it's already been over a 20-minute reading. Okay, so this next significant person, or you guys, I always want this to be, I didn't know you were inside. The lovely cat. This could be a confirmation of a crush of yours. Let's tap into this person, and feel free in the chat to like speak up if this person really rings true for you guys. What's going on? This is still pile 1. Fall, okay. I'm sensing that this person's coming in this fall. Oh my God, I love this. Also check out my penmanship. Not so little J. So I love this. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Gossip Girl, but what's so weird, you guys, is I'll always get flashes of cards that come through right before I sit down. And I don't know why, because it's like, maybe it's leading me to something bigger, because they never really mean much. Like, I don't really need to know a heads up that this card was coming out, but I do notice that it does happen. So Not So Little J, I don't know if you guys have watched Gossip Girl, and this is why I started your reading with that comment about sewing. But she's like so misunderstood, and this person could be Aquarius or Scorpio. They're very talented. There's something that they do that they're very, very good at, but they want to do it their own way, and they don't want to do it by standard societies. They don't have an easy time following rules. This person's very much like me, very much Aquarian in nature, here to really shake up the system, because the system right now, it's not really feasible for growth and expansion with ease, is the message I will say about that. I'm not saying that the whole system's broken. It just causes a little bit of a crimp. This person, Not So Little J, they could dye their hair, okay? And there's something about the nature of this person that I absolutely love, but it's very off-putting unless you like this type of personality. They're going to get what they want by any means necessary, and they succeed. This person's a very self-confident individual. They just sometimes have to work in situations and scenarios that really hold them back. Music is my love language. And then let's get one more. It's not that deep. Curious. So this feels a little bit, you know, I want to draw on this It's Not So Deep card. Can I get one more message? Redhead. A passionate fling, you guys. It feels like we're picking up on a passionate fling. Good morning. God, it's almost 5 o'clock here. Wow. This card came out. It's resonant with your reading, so I'll let you guys see it. You must be willing to be the fool in order to be the master. So this is talking about your reading, not necessarily this relationship lens. It's saying just take that leap of faith. It's the most terrifying thing to do. It absolutely is. Because you're like, well, this is the matter of everything right now. I'm going to figure out whether or not everything I've learned about the spiritual community is true or false. And that is an inside job. Everyone has to take that leap of faith on their own. But I am a person, and there are many other people who will tell you that the universe does support you. So this, just to wrap up pile 1, this relationship lens I'm getting, passionate relationship. This person could be a redhead or they dye their hair. And it's just like a Halley's Comet. It's just coming in through a quick thing. And that's okay, because I was feeling a little bit like I wanted to look at a relationship lens, but only because I was being nosy. So I will open up the chat conversation. Pile 1 is over. I cut the cord. And hi, do you want to come say hi or you just want to, yeah, you just want to take a bath? Okay. So that was pile 1. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. And whoever's in the live stream chat, hello. If you have a quick question, I do want to do questions in between the readings. So if you guys have a pressing question, I will absolutely do a free reading. Amber the Light chose pile 2. The amber light. Oh my God, the amber light. This is the first time I've ever put a salt lamp on my table today. Can't resist a hagstone. I know, especially this one. You guys, I have got some beautiful hagstones this year. And this is a hagstone, but it also, if you know anything about rocks, has the white striping that goes all the way around. So a Make-A-Wish one. It's a very powerful one. Do I have another one? I have this one. This tiny little one. It looks like it belongs right on a necklace. Completely natural made. How do you choose a pile? That's a very, very good point. Because what I do and what I've done so far is that I pick intuitively at the end. Today I picked before, so I don't know how to answer that question. I guess what I said early on was you could pop in, chat, and then when the video is posted afterwards, you could check out what the options are going to be. Now that I realize that, I'm going to have to make a thumbnail specific for this. That's totally fine though. So if anyone has a question or a comment, I'll rest my voice for like a minute or two and then we'll do pile 2. How to choose a pile. You guys, again, this is a live stream, so what I can do is post timestamps afterwards, but I'm just going to read them all the way through. So maybe just sit around. Honestly, you could just listen in until you want to move on. And yeah, hang out. Because the whole point of Psychic Friday, for me, is just to create a space for people to come and ask questions or just to be with a spiritual community. I have a friend, Shauna Grant. She has a tarot channel. I think her name is still Shauna R. Grant. On TikTok, it's like Cosmic Forest or something like that. But she used to do live streams. They're very energetically taxing for psychics, but it was just my favorite thing to be able to have it on the TV and just type in a spiritual question and have it answered on the spot by other people who could put their inputs in. So that's basically just what I want to do. So yeah, it's not the most, it's not the best way to do something like a pick a card on a live stream, but it'll do. Kate has a question. What do you find for you works best to replenish after readings? For real though, an apple. I think because in a cosmic sense, I really relate to it, but you also can imbue this with intention. And what I do is I put my phone down, but these days, like I never have my phone anyways. And if it's not too hot, I love to go outside and stare at my mountain and just stare, or I will just sit and zone out. Literally, it could be like at the wall, anywhere. And I zone out until I start to feel good. Yeah, that's for replenishing. Yeah, I don't know. I just sit. If I have something to do later, there are definitely different things to do. I guess this is a better way of answering it. I will eat and make sure I eat like fruits and vegetables, drink a lot of water, move my body, shake it off. I'll actually sage in between readings. But then it becomes a matter of just completely disconnecting from the energy of that group. So sometimes I'll lose myself in a sewing project. Depends on how much time I have. I might watch a documentary, might go outside, I might smoke some weed. If there's nothing at the end of the day, that's a good way for me to just be like, I'm done. Okay, so if there are no questions, then I will do pile 2. So just give me a second. I'm going to choose yours. This is for pile 2. Yeah, I like it. You guys, I don't work with this little one a lot. Ooh, wash your hands. That's a very good idea too. Pile 2 is going to be this beautiful little piece of apatite. Gold apatite. Wow. I am so surprised at the quality of this. This is apatite. I love this little piece. It's not picking through on camera, but it's kind of like very goldy. Touch the tap and it totally grounds via the tap in the pipes. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Nice. For me, it feels very much like I have to bring my consciousness back down. I don't know. It might be just because I have a lot of air that I literally will just sit and just feel like, and then it'll just almost be like this. And I'll be like, okay, I'm back now. So then I can go about my day. Sometimes it really doesn't feel like I can do anything but sit and wait for my mind to disconnect from up here. I probably should make a better approach. Etheric osmosis. To channel, or how do you mean? So pile 2 is going to be this gold apatite. Now I'm going to use my other tarot deck, and we're going to start again with an overarching energy. Ooh, Page of Cups. Love to see that. This is the energy of expecting the unexpected. Said you just sit, so you draw in the energy, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's true. Wow. Page of Cups, King of Swords in the world. So where pile 1 was more of an inside job and kind of learning about the function of moving forward and taking steps, I feel like pile 2 is reaching the end of a significant cycle that leaves you on a high. I think that this cycle has to do with relationships with people and how you look at yourself. This is for pile 2, the gold apatite. There's a lot of blue. So some of you, yeah, that makes sense to me. So you guys are a step above the heart chakra. You guys, your energy is being represented here. So the way that you communicate your thoughts and ideas, but it's not communicate necessarily. I feel like this gets misinterpreted a lot. To me, and again, it's just my opinion. To me, what the throat chakra talks about is you no longer, when you speak, think about other things or other people or other reactions. You're finding your voice and how you talk and how you articulate. It's more than that. It's how you form your ideas. It's the logic you use to form your ideas and to talk to other people. And it's not being unseated when someone else has a different point of view. Is an energy that's coming through. So I see your aura right now as blue, and I see that some of you really could stand to cleanse the throat chakra. You can use sage. You could use like blue foods, blue colors, visualize blue or white light around the throat. What other words? The world, yeah. This is significant because I think that you used to be someone in the past who, in relationships, was flighty, didn't want to stick around for them, but also your own self-expression, you used to be very pointed. It was this or it was this. It was very binary in nature. You've now become a lot more, I don't want to say rational because that sounds like you're leaving bits out, but you've become more well-rounded, and that's, yes, you're getting rid of the sharp points, becoming well-rounded. Sorry, excuse me. The world is really significant as well. Okay, so yeah. 2 messages. There's a love message that really wants to come through. I will get to that in a second, but I actually want to care about the more spiritual one. You're sensing what the Lover's card means. No, don't jump up here. There's no room. What the Lover's card means. No, unless you want to say hi to everyone. Sorry, my cat. You would sleep right on my sewing project. So you guys have the blessing of the black cat, so that's amazing. Hello from Sweden. Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the Lover's card, yeah, it talks about you loving all the aspects of yourself, the light and the dark, and not being someone who operates from such a... It's not that you don't care about others' opinions, but it's that you value yourself enough to be able to speak authentically, no matter what situation you're in, even if you feel like it might ruffle someone's feathers. You're becoming a full integrated person with the Lovers, or with the World card and the Lover's card. And I do think that this is spiritual in nature, as we have this element of the wands. And again, a lot of blue energy. You used to be someone who would hold back how you spoke because your ideas were not developed, or because we had that binary message that was coming through. That's not who you are anymore, and as a result, you've shifted into a new person. I do sometimes see the World card, especially because the Lovers came out. You might be someone who considers or understands the difference between 3rd dimension and 4th dimension, and maybe even the 5th dimension. Curious. For some reason, I feel like I'm in no rush to get your message out, where pile 1 was just kind of like, I sense a very calm nature to pile 2. I know that kind of seems very loose, but this is an overarching energy. We'll get a little bit more specific, and maybe I can take a look at love as well. But I see, you know, moving through stages. There's a lot of like sequence going on. We have 5 or a 6, and then 7. We have the Page moving into a King, moving into a Major Arcana card. So I see you guys moving in the right direction, and this has everything to do with being able to walk your walk, there it is, and talk your talk. You're someone who I think has a lot of feelings, emotions, very passionate individual, and it's like you're multifaceted now, and you have your edges worn off or worn smooth so that you don't jab so much. What else? You know, I think that these could be people too. The Page of Cups, let's touch on that. It might not be love. No. My poor cat, she really wants to go outside. We let her scratch on one couch, but not the other, so that's probably so confusing for her. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to let her out. Ugh. Do you want to go outside? Go on. Okay. Oh, God, sorry. You're all shaking. Okay. That was definitely overarching in nature. Let's pick up on this Page of Cups, please. Not thinking about you. I wrote a song called that. Maybe this relationship's coming through because you have opened and balanced your throat chakra. So you know what you're looking for now. Yes, that's why. In the past, you guys used to be this person who would like be flighty in relationships. And it's because when something got close to revealing a trigger in you, you would run away from it and leave it behind. But now you're understanding what triggers you, and you've healed those parts. That's you kind of smoothing off the edges. And as a result, it makes you a lot more attractive for a partner who is also balanced like that. There is definitely leaving energy from the past and entering the World card. Not thinking about you. So there's definitely someone who's not in communication with you. Oh my God, and they're a Chuck Bass. God. Can I know a little bit more about this person? Okay. With not thinking about you, Chuck Bass, and butt stuff, this person is very passionate. The energy is cocky, but they might not be cocky. They read as Scorpio, but a little bit more of a healed Scorpio. I used to lust after Scorpio, but now Scorpios, they just hide all their feelings. And I'm like, this person is very sure of who they are. And I think that that's who you're becoming as well. They could have dark features. Oh my God, brunette. This person has dark features. Okay. Let's figure out what they want to say to you. This Chuck Bass. Let's try to catch this little bass. Not thinking about you. So they're obviously thinking about you, but why don't they want to reach out? Three of Pentacles. Maybe you're higher in status compared to them. Eight of Wands, communication. But they might. They might not be reaching out to you guys because you're focusing on your career at this time. You're just leveling up, right? Pile 2 is leveling up. That's why you have the World card. It's just really remarkable. Hello, Dawn. Peacock 333 says, people say I need to cushion my words. You might be, I see that both ways. I agree, because that's something I really need to heal. I need to be a little bit more gentle. At the same time, I think that there's some people who get triggered by someone who speaks authentically, and that is because they were raised in a family where that was not celebrated. And so that is a double-edged sword. You got to find the balance there between recognizing when you're honoring yourself, when you're honoring your truth, and it offends someone, which is not anything to do with you and everything to do with how they were raised or brought up. Okay, so not reaching out because there's just a little bit of an imbalance between where you guys are at. I see that you guys, one of you, and I think it's you, Pile 2, really focused on career at this time and achieving recognition. Except this connection is being represented by the Tower, and the Tower through a relationship lens is heightened sexual experience. It's peak sex. And again, that's what I was getting from this person. They're a very passionate lover. Exactly, that's why butt stuff came out. This person wants to do everything and more with you. Cool, okay. That's enough about that. What else do I want to do for Pile 2? I want something a little more specific, you guys, so just give me like 2 seconds. I see the need to heal self-confidence, right? When I see the Lovers, this came out as our clarification with the 7 of Wands. To me, it's a spiritual lesson, right? Where you feel like what you say gets people like on edge. And it's like, that's a lesson, because if you are right, if you are in your power, you're speaking the truth, but they are not healed or haven't been exposed to as many spiritual lessons as you, then of course they're going to be triggered and they're going to say XYZ about you. Right now, September is about walking your path, walking your walk, talking your talk. That's the theme for pile 2. So let's open up this with a spiritual lens. Look out for that Chuck Bass, you guys. They only have sex in the mind, and that's fine if that's what you want. Again, they're dark features. Okay. 2. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided, and then trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Oh, thank you, Dawn. That's so sweet of you. And for that, I will take a sip of apple juice. Bye, Kate. Okay, pile 2. I started your reading by saying expect the unexpected because your first card that popped out and all of your cards popped out, and sometimes I don't take cards that pop out. You see this fish right here in this goblet? If you were enjoying a goblet of wine, a glass of wine, and having a good time by the water with your friends, and you look down in your glass, and all of a sudden this fish jumped out and it started talking to you. It'd be completely unexpected. And it talks about having your eyes on a future that is bright, filled with lots and lots of possibilities. I'm getting a little bit of a pull that September is a time for you to be able to dream a new future into being and to really go into your imagination and ask your soul what it wants, because there's something in you that needs to be let go of, that needs to be healed, or that wants. Like it's a desire, and I'm seeing 7 like 7 viewers. And so that is 7 is the number of divinity, and your guidance is divinely guided. I think that there is a desire in you, and it's like desire itself. And so when we have this just like yearning, I think it's really important to ask ourselves what it is, because there's some feeling in you that you can identify even right now. Maybe even if you're not necessarily feeling like this is your pile, is actually what I'm hearing. It's really important that you guys listen to what that niggling feeling is. And I'm going to bring it right back to something I said in pile 1. It's because it's this energy in you that I don't want to be in you. It doesn't need to be there. If it's negative in nature, it's trying to reveal something to you so it can be released, so that you can move forward with a lot more grace and ease, so that you can gain as many experiences as you desire in this lifetime. So this feeling that you have, whether that's a conversation that needs to be had, whether that's you needing to own up to who you are and what you believe in, there is this need to just say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm either going to make this phone call, leave this job. That's not what I'm seeing. It's just the energy of that. Or just really affirm that I am no longer this unevolved version of myself. I am fully balanced, fully just. I have a lot of experience, and now I can apply those experiences out in the greater world. I am not who I used to be. I think sometimes you look a little bit back and you hold guilt. Guys, you hold guilt in yourself about something that happened in the past. You have to let that go, because there's no changing that unless you want to do like a visualization to change that. That's just a way to help you heal, though. And it's very, very effective. I'm not saying don't do that. However, you're not that person anymore. I struggled with this so long, you guys. And it's still sometimes little tiny things I need to heal. But you are figuring yourself out. You are gaining experiences. And I think it's so important to give yourself a little grace right now. I think grace is a word that heals pile 2. You need to give yourself grace for being someone who was rough around the edges at first and who's becoming a lot more smoother with time. You're gaining a lot of wisdom. Do you know what wisdom is? There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is just facts. Wisdom is experience plus knowledge. It means you took that knowledge, put it to the test, for better or for worse, don't judge yourself there, in order to gain an insight from it that is unique to you and individual to you. That's wisdom. You're becoming someone who's very, very wise, very, very just as well. Could also be attracting this person. But Yes, I think that as you move forward down your path, there's an element of expansion when we have the World card. Your guidance is divinely guided. The second I saw that, a new person came in, hello, new person. So now it's 8 and 8. I saw 7, 7 for you guys. I'm seeing 8, 8 now. I think these are significant numbers for you to be aware of. But the overarching message for you guys is about this idea of leaving who you used to be in the past. For some of you, it's not romanticizing about that person that you used to be. For others of you, it's letting go of the guilt of what you said back then, what you did back then, how you looked back then, how you treated people back then. Because here's the tea. You're going to move on into infinity, into the universe forever. Literally forever. And you don't have to carry anything with you that you don't want. You make that decision, though. There is this element of deciding where you are in your life right now. See, we have these 3 figures, and actually, in the spiritual lens that I'm picking up the most for you guys, it's this one. There are 3 figures, too. And what I love to see is that there is a figure here with the eyes closed, eyes open, both in black. Then there's one that's in purple. Purple is the third eye chakra. Here, we have 2 closed figures, but they're also lesser arcana. So those could be the black and white ones. The World card is nude, has a purple veil. It's literally violet. This person's wearing purple as well. So what I see is you leaving behind the energy of mincing your words or being too serious about life, leaving behind the energy of jumping from relationship to relationship or being a pessimist, and embracing the energy of the positive aspects of those. So being a just and balanced person, having a little bit more optimism for the future, taking time to dream a new world that you want to experience into being. I love your reading, and it's the same idea I addressed in pile 1. It's like it comes through full circle at the end. What I want to do for you guys is pull a message from the void. And so just one, please. This is for pile 2. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, the second I did that, so many popped out. Just do it with a little smiley face. Curious. Eventually, potentially. And take your own advice. Cool. You guys, I did that, and I'm fine with it, but I'm not fine with leaving your reading here. I kind of want to know September for pile 2. A lot of stepping into your new authentic self, embracing who that is. Maybe let's identify perhaps a next step. And for some reason, I want to use this Radiant Oracle deck. Let's look at a next step. Speculation. Maybe some of you are looking at home. Pile 2, please. Order and originality. Love that. Okay. A little bit of like crossing your I's, dotting your T's. Crossing your T's, dotting your I's. Home seems to be a focus for you guys. Maybe some of you are transitioning your garden from summer to fall/winter. Some of you really are looking into the future, though, and that's kind of what I want to focus on, right? I see 4 and 6 as 10, the end of a cycle, something to do with disturbance in the home or just like not wanting to be where you are, that energy passing. And what I really want to focus on is what I do see for you guys that's coming through again. It's this idea of dreaming a new future into being. And I'm getting that with this vision card and originality. So with the star and the bird, some of you could look up into the stars and seek other races, even alien nations is coming through for some reason, in order to gain new insights. That's cool. You also were the reading who chose in the beginning. Didn't you guys get little J? Maybe that was pile 1. But I see you guys starting some sort of new craft. It has something to do with like what you build. It's learning something new, or it's really the strong emphasis. Yeah, some of you really want to open up your third eye though. Opened a box of worms with this one. There's so many different messages. I think if I could give any parting words to pile 2, it has something to do either with there is this desire, this niggling feeling in you that needs to be expressed, and the way to do that is to first have the thought, it starts there, and then bring that thought into reality or down into the 3D. For others of you, it is about bringing in a new experience into your life, such as learning something new, in order to have your mind expand again. I do feel like some people here are perhaps a little bit like in the mundane, maybe. And that's where I'm leaving pile 2. Oh, I forgot to get a timestamp. Darn it. I'll have to look through. That's okay. So one more pile. It's going to be pile 3, and we're going to be on a little bit of a break right now. So that means if you have any questions about spirituality, about your psychic ability, if you have a question you want me to read for you or ask, I might be able to do one of those. That was pile 2, you guys, the gold apatite. You are most welcome. Again, this Psychic Friday is really all about creating a space for people. I'm going to cleanse this deck. Pile 3. Pile 3 is definitely going to be, I think, more spiritual in nature. I'm feeling a really strong pull. Virgo full moon message. New moon. That's what I thought. There's a communication coming through for you, Amber. Communication or a burst of energy. I wonder if Amber wants to bring a new relationship in, and I wonder that if she were to use magic and ritual, especially adorning her body, that might bring this relationship in. I see that energetically working a ritual is supported, but I also see a communication of a person. Okay. Our Neo is Ruby, I remember. Ruby needs a positive message. Ooh, you're healing. That is a positive message. You got the North Node and Chiron. I wonder, Ruby, if you might have a healing ability, and if in this lifetime you're supposed to be a healer to some extent. I'm actually hearing that you might have a superpower as a healer, or that your energy is simply healing, or I think that you might be healing your inner compass. I at least think that the energy surrounding your purpose in this life or your life path is getting cleared and healed. So if there's ever been guilt or doubt or over too much zeal and drive, that's becoming balanced. Okay, so we are about to start Pile 3. How are you all doing? What are you guys doing tonight? It's Friday. What I love to do is we make pizzas, and you are very welcome, Ruby. Make pizzas and watch Drag Race. It's my favorite. Okay, so pile 3. I want to take pile 3 in a slightly different direction. I don't necessarily want to go in with too many lenses. I just want to see what's revealed. Friday Night Football. Sorry, excuse me. Pizza tonight, yes. What kind of pizza? I've been getting these, they're so lame, but I dressed them up. These margarita-esque pizzas from Trader Joe's. And they always give me like the tiniest amount of basil, or pesto, sorry. And so I add like a crap ton of mushrooms and cheese and mozzarella and homemade pesto on top of them. And they've been tasting like gourmet lately. My throat is getting a little croaky. Hawaiian pizza. Very good. You know, Hawaiian hits the spot, especially if the crust is homemade. Yeah, girl, I can't spell Hawaiian either. That is one thing about me. I don't want to affirm that anymore because I have gotten better. I used to always say that I was the world's worst speller. It's true. My sister used to always be my thesaurus and dictionary growing up. But I told myself that I will be better at spelling, and I have been. Except, yeah, Hawaiian's not going to go there, actually. Cool. So pile 3. I need to pick a crystal for you guys. Pile 3. Ooh, I already feel it. I think it's because I didn't go in with a lens that I can feel the connection better. Pile 3. Pile 3 is selenite. Oh, let me be a blogger. Pile 3. Selenite. I don't ever do this on my YouTube channel. I'm going to see if I can get a clairvoyant image for you guys. I do see a lot of planes and the emphasis on birds. So there might be a little bit of travel for September. But to me, that talks about communications from the spirit realm. So some of you might need to just be extra aware of that. If you're a heavy coffee drinker, tone it back a bit. There might be a message from your higher self that's trying to communicate to you through your waking time or your dreams. You might just be closer to spirit in the month of September as well. What else? What else do you have for me, beautiful little selenite? Sometimes, you guys, I feel a picture and I don't see it. I'm going to hold on to this one. I don't really want to talk about it yet. Okay. Pile 3, please. Ooh. Love this. 2 energies. First energy, exactly. It feels like a huge sigh of relief. So you have breach and mountain. The whale card, breach, talks about the energy of getting over a huge hurdle in your life, whether that be a hurdle that was a trial of strength or a hurdle that was a creative block. It talks about finally this giant thing being just gone and completely transmuted and hurtled over. And what I love to see it is the depiction is this giant whale doing this kind of what's it called? High jump. You know, high jump is in track when you jump over a bar but backwards. High jumping over this mountain. So there feels like there was this gigantic spiritual lesson in your life that you've been learning about. Perhaps that was faith. Perhaps that was inner strength. Perhaps this was courage. Perhaps this was endurance. It feels like some giant lesson in the month of September has been completely integrated, digested, transmuted, and it's time to move forward, because there's definitely something that is under the surface that wants to be revealed, and I'm seeing that as this fire and ice energy, which is so cool. And if you look at the depiction here, I've been using these cards lately to paint a new picture, where here we could see us jumping over something. Here, if you were to breathe this fire on this iceberg, it would shrink slowly over time and obviously reveal what lies hidden beneath. I think that in pile 3, you guys are getting something in the month of September being revealed, and it's because you have shown remarkable strength and dedication to something in your life. That's going to look a little different for everyone. Maybe I can just get a little bit of a pull on that. Again, this is overarching energy though, so I don't want to be too specific. Yeah, I'm not going to be. Cool, love to see this. Let's pick up on an animal spirit guide for pile 3. I'm getting that it's like you finally reached a significant milestone where, and I'm not saying rest, it's like you can catch your breath, where before it felt like every day you were like building or climbing this ladder, or it felt like this lesson was really harping on you. It feels like you're finally over that. You've gotten to the other side of the hump, and it's smooth sailing from here, at least for this next cycle. And I think this next cycle has to do about reigniting your passion, or using passion and fire to transform something in your life such that you can reveal what lies hidden beneath. So cool. The Badger talks about using aggression, talks about someone who uses herbs though as well as a healer. One more. Ant, a trial of strength. I think that there is something that needs to be finished and tied up, and it is going to require a little bit of strength in the months of September. And you're really going to have to be a little bit aggressive with this, whether that's your alone time, whether that's the energy that you have to put into certain projects, working when you don't feel like working, taking on a lot in order to know what that feels like in the future. There seems to be an element of taking a spiritual lesson to the next level where you're supposed to step up and be a spiritual leader, or share that knowledge you gained with someone as well. What I'm most interested in, I kind of like the energy. I just kind of want to wrap up this energy. I love to see this, you guys. We're wrapping up this chapter of our life that was rough. September feels like smooth sailing because there's a bigger message here. You're supposed to breathe fire on this iceberg in order to reveal something that is hidden beneath at this time. Cool. Now let's take on some tarot cards. This is for pile 3. You heard step up, Amber? Well, the cards that when I first looked at this tarot deck to get a little bit of clarification about this mountain of strength, I saw the Emperor, which is very much step up. Cool. 2 aces, you guys. First card, 4 of Pentacles. To me says hold on to the finances a little bit this month. Don't overspend. You might have this tendency to overspend. Not overspending, holding on to your finances seems to be a lesson that you're learning about, and it's creating more abundance not necessarily because you're saving money and not spending it. It's creating abundance because you're recognizing and giving value to what you already have. And as a result, that energy of gratitude brings so much more to you. I also see you getting clarity about your life path. Here we got the Emperor that did pop out, really wanted to show up here. I see you getting clarity about where you're going in your life and what you're building. And what I see is energetically these cards looking very similar. Kind of like an icy blue one with a dark fiery one, icy blue, dark fiery one, revealing what's hidden beneath, clarity about your life purpose. Very cool, you guys. Clarity about where you're going. It's going to take quite a bit of strength, though, is it not? All the mountains in the background. You must have a solid foundation for what you're building. There are 2 4s in your reading. An emphasis on career as well. Building your career or career/life path. Okay. Let's get you guys, I'm going to address this Emperor card. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to ask for an energy that's supported and an energy that's not supported, for lack of a better term. I use those kind of lenses a little bit loosely. So energy that is supported, this is what's going well right now, and we should really continue this. For pile 3, please. 6 of Wands, success. Love that. So energetically, or in a spiritual sense, the nature of this project, the nature of what you're building is in tune, is on your path, is exactly in divine flow. I'm sensing that your sense of purpose and what you are building or what you are going after are on the same energetic level. An energy that we need more of. What do we need more of? This is for pile 3, please. I need an energy that we need more of relating to this mountain, relating to the Emperor. Almost, you guys. I gotta wait till it feels good. Oh, guys, a little hope. Look at this. You got the world and the star, and they popped out, which is always more significant. The world. Some of you are identifying futures that are not bright enough or don't nearly capture the extent of your talent and your ability. Not to call you out, but I only say that because I sense in you great ability. Okay? You guys have the world and the star. And this is the energy you need more of. A little bit more growth and expansion. But to me, it's more of a message of a little bit some of you need to see the world more and go out into the world more, but some of you need to identify a much brighter star, is what's coming through. Some of you underestimate your talent and ability, and perhaps that's that lesson that you were trying to jump over with the mountain and the whale. However, you are on the right path because the energy that is supported is the 6 of Wands, and what I sensed was your sense of purpose and the universe's divine plan, or your cosmic contract, if you will. Those are in alignment. And so I see you guys walking on this path, and there might be an energy where, how can I illustrate this? It's like this road stops here, and it's what you've identified, but this road, pretend it keeps going to here. And though you're on the right path, I sense that there's like a longer road ahead or a bigger road ahead, or something that's, again, it's in the same lane, it's on the same venue, it's on the same menu, it's in the same restaurant, but it's a little bit bigger than that. And I think this brighter vision has something to do with the world at large or being on a bigger stage. This is the energy that we need more of. And you guys, it took a long time for these cards to come out, and they're both major arcana. So this is really the heart of your reading, the heart, the nature of your reading. Remember, remember, we need to breathe fire on this iceberg because there is something that needs to be revealed within that. Has to do with a passion of yours. It's still below the surface. And with icebergs, you know, it's that same message coming through. It's the tip of the iceberg on the surface, but below it is like massive. And so even though you've identified the right path, which is good, I'm not trying to undermine that, there's something much bigger and brighter that you could shoot for. I think September is going to reveal that. Yes, because we're trying to use the month of September. Now that we got over this block, this huge creative block, this energetic block, just this trial of either spiritual strength or just like sheer strength healing, we've digested that. We've moved from that into this element where we need to recognize our star potential and have a little bit more hope that you can achieve something much bigger. So cool. And don't forget, you guys have 2 aces, so new energy, okay? You're getting clarity again. Yes, clarity on identifying what that path is, what that future road is. There's a lot of clarity or just mental power in order to take the next step or to at least identify what those next steps are. Beautiful. I really love that. What else do we want to do? Let's, because every other pile got this, let's draw a spiritual lens for you guys. This one feels shorter. I don't know if that's true though. Oh, hi Barty. Okay, so for pile, oh, this feels good. Pile 3, please. Your guidance is divinely guided. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Seeding the light, laying the foundation, and divine plan. That's what I was getting with your 4 of Pentacles, you guys. Laying foundation. Divine plan. Did I not say that your sense of purpose and cosmic contrast, those are in alignment? Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing. Break the chain is you guys with the whale card breaching the surface, a breakthrough, a huge breakthrough. This is you breaking the chain. And then, yes, because I really did sense that you guys have chosen the right path. The energy that is supporting you guys at this time is the spiritual nature of this 6 of Wands. Your guidance, you know. Sorry, the light is really getting us. What I sense, you guys, is that you are a little bit more adept. And there's an element of you needing to figure this out. Okay. Because I'm hearing that you're more than capable. For you guys. And this is September. This is beautiful, you guys. I don't think, did we draw on romance? We did not. Let's finish your reading with, I sense a little bit, I'm intrigued by this Emperor. I don't normally take him as a person. I always interpret him as you. You guys, we drew a lot of cards for you. I was getting them though, and as like not individual words, but like letters for some reason to create the whole picture. Okay, so I want to take the end of pile 3. Some of you guys are a little bit stubborn about what you're building. And I feel like it's because you haven't identified something big enough. Or you're not as, never mind, I'm gonna let that one go. Okay, the Emperor. This is like a significant relationship, and it doesn't always have to be romance. I always put it through that lens. It doesn't have to be, though. This person's older, for sure. Doesn't have to be older than you, just, I would say older means like, oh my God, please no one be offended. I'm 30, 40, 50, 60. That's older, maybe. And then Katya and seeing you would make it worse. Katya, I don't know if you guys watch drag, she is a very talented individual. Sometimes she has a very, very strong inner saboteur, and she hides a dark part from herself from the world. This describes this person. Seeing you would make it worse. I almost pick up on a connection that is kind of forbidden. Feels a little bit of Romeo and Juliet. Feels like the energy of like not allowed to be together for some reason. Either like you're in love with your best friend's ex, or you're in a relationship and can't. It feels a little bit forbidden. This person, okay. Can I know a little bit more? What is this person doing right now? Curious. I don't know where that lens came from. What are they doing right now? But they are the King of Cups. And you know, that makes sense to me because they're also represented by the Emperor. This person is very emotionally stable and mature, connected with who they are and what they desire and what they want in love. What are they doing right now? They're thinking about you. Seeing you would make it worse. And so they're thinking about you constantly. There is an emphasis on give and take here. Oh my God, you guys got the World again. Wow. There's a decision about home relating this. Wow, this message just got so deep. I haven't even showed you this other death card. Okay, let me just surmise, you guys. Oh, seeing you would make it worse. Is that not perfectly illustrated here? And yet, do we not all feel this underlying current of a connection here? However, with this give and take, it feels like something needs to end in order for this to be realized. And we're stuck in that element of letting this go in order to bring in this. Okay? Feels very romantic in nature, but kind of a little bit macabre. This person's picturing a future with you, a family with you. It'd be very emotionally satisfying. Come on, they're the Emperor and the King of Cups. If there were to be one person represented by a relationship card, I would choose the King of Cups. Because he's emotionally there. There's a difference between, my mind just jumped to the King of Wands. He's a little bit less emotionally there. And, you know, that's fine. Not every relationship needs to have, you know, emotions be the 100% paramount thing, but that is very important to this person. 10 of Cups and the King of Cups. Okay. I'm so invested in this. Let's see. Maybe let's describe what this person... No. Let's wrap up with some, you know, relationship lens cards. It's an hour and a half, so... Finances and career are a factor in your love life right now. So this direction, you know, as a reader, I care most about the soul because I want to free it. So relationships and love are always superfluous. I think the most important message was everything that we talked about Oops, from the very beginning. God, your messages are coming through though. We're like really connected to this message. So I just wanted to reiterate the fact that this is kind of superfluous, and it makes sense. You know, this card brings me back to the main message. Just because you guys are supposed to build something that really expands at this time in your life, it's identify that much brighter star. It's blowing that passion fire on the iceberg to reveal what's hidden beneath, okay? However, we do have wedding and romantic feelings here, okay? And a past life relationship, and under that, engagement. I would see that being very much, that energy is very much represented by the Ten of Cups and the World. Okay. But there is the need to focus on what you're releasing and building right now, though, right? Every message that I relayed from the beginning. So that is the end of pile 3. Very cool. I know this was a little weird to have as a live stream theme, but I will put timestamps. I want to thank everyone for being here. That is my goal with these live streams, is just to create a space for people to come ask questions about spirituality, their psychic ability, reveal their experiences, just have a place to be able to chat and hang with people who are walking down a spiritual path. That's like my biggest goal. So thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if anyone has any like last little questions or comments. Very cool. I really enjoyed your reading, pile 3. I knew it was going to go in that direction. That if I, for some reason, go in with an open lens, it's the best way for me. Yeah. The cards are giving me truth too. Super cool. All right. I'm going to end this. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. Renewing vows with a hubby next weekend. Very cool. Very synchronistic. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you. Like, share, all that jazz. Have a fun weekend. Check me out on Patreon. I have 3 videos that are not on YouTube for the month of August. And I will see you guys next time, whether it's day or night. Until then, stay divine.